Since I did the video about living in a tent, it hasn't always been here. This is where I've been for almost 2 months now. And perfect timing, the old rooster. We got a couple roosters out here. Chickens are all put away for the day, but it's late. We're getting longer days, but off in the distance, you can see, I look off on the Sandia Mountains there. We've got a beautiful plum tree blooming. You're gonna hear some people in the background. There's some people visiting the land today. They're messing with the goats right now, trying to get them put away. So this is my space. This is my tent. It's a big Agnes tent. These rope lights are solar powered, really inexpensive from Harbor Freight. So are these other ones solar powered. I have them on both sides and I turn them on at night and they guide my way. It's really nice. These tarps are here to kind of block the sun a bit. And got a cooler out here. This is my entrance way where I can, it's big vestibule if it's inclement weather, which we've had 60 mile an hour wind gusts, and all my rigging is held up. So somehow I'm learning something. So here's my little space. I can do all my cooking. I've got a double burner Primus stove I pull out. It's really great. And this is my propane heater. It's a Mr. Heater. It runs off propane. It's been really handy when we had temperatures in the teens, covered in snow. When you close up this tent, even though it's more meant for other seasons, I survived, and it will keep some heat in here, and it's a safe heater, which is great. I'll go into details on some of the stuff in the future, so if anybody's inclined to do some of this, they can. So I have everything really organized in bins, so I can cook, clean, do all my stuff out here if I want, but I also have access to a kitchen in an indoor home here, really nice kitchen, but I try to do most of my stuff outside because that's the goal here, is to spend time outdoors. Got some cabinetry here with my tools, some stakes for tent, everything. So here's the inside, and I'm doing this sort of low light today, so it's a little different during the day. It's pretty bright, and I have all sorts of LED lights that you can control and change the color, which are really helpful and low energy. I am plugged into a grounded outlet in the casita, run on a shielded cord, and I can turn off all power to the tent so that I have no electricity, which is great. But I also have the full potential to do my work and do editing, do other stuff in here, and even did a podcast from here the other day. So I've got some mats on the entryway. It's not a huge tent, but I'm just about 5'10", and I can stand up straight in the middle, and this is a stand-up desk, so it has a lever on the side here that I just pull and it'll raise or lower. I've also got a knee chair that I've borrowed that I use on occasion. I've got one of these nice temperature controlled kettles for my tea and coffee. I even have the essential oil diffuser going most of the time. So, you know, when you imagine tent living, definitely it's roughing it at times, but I don't espouse to tell people that I'm roughing it. It's just about being exposed to the outdoors and not being in an enclosed, potentially moldy, or I don't love the word toxic, but toxic environment, whether, you know, depending on cleaners and all sorts of stuff. So had this green Tara Tonka since I got it in Nepal many years ago, over 20 years ago, and carry her with me wherever, and she's still going. So, and I've always have this Dalai Lama picture when I was in Dharamsala, and when I'm in bed here, this is a nice real cushy cot with a air mattress on it and a really warm big Agnes bag that 0 degree. That was an essential investment to get through the winter. Once I'm in that thing, I'm toasty, but boy oh boy, it's hard to get out sometimes in the mornings. Yeah, so that's the bed, and I've got this rolling cart that I got real cheap at like a Target or something, and it's got some of my supplements, it's got my essential oils, toothbrush, and all stuff related to sleep, from your sleep mask to your melatonin sprays, some books here and things I've always carried around, and blue light blocking glasses for sleep, my glasses, my Kindle. So it's set up. There's my blood pressure cuff and my pulse oximeter, the things that you need to keep measurements when you're with chronic illness. So yeah, and there's Frida always by my side. another fellow fibromyalgia sufferer, or person who actually survived pretty well with it. So she's an inspiration. But this thing I want to show you, I've rigged up these cords all along, and I've always brought these hearts back from Chiapas, which, why not surround yourself with hearts, right? It's great. I've actually got a few more. I'm bouncing around, so I'm gonna go back to the cords. So these rigging cords, you can slide stuff around. I got a lot of these clips, which are great, but this is just an inexpensive down blanket that I got at Costco many years ago. And I slide this. Let me show you the system. Sorry, I hope this isn't too herky-jerky. But when I'm in bed and it was really cold, or if I want to get darkness, I slide this along the line and it creates sort of like a canopy. Imagine like a spider web canopy around your head, and it allowed me not to have my face freeze in those nights when it was really cold, and cause a nice barrier, but it still was very aerated. And today when I wanted to sleep in, it actually created darkness for me beyond my eye mask. So yes, here we go. I've got my computer station here, and all sorts of things to do the creations that I want to do, and even my mic for voiceover work. So yeah, you see, this gives you a little window. It's not just roughing it completely. And of course, I don't know if those of you know that I really enjoy playing some percussion, or trying. I'm not a great percussionist, but I played in a samba band, and I'm starting again here. So I've got some of my samba instruments and a go-go bell and my drumsticks, and I've got several flutes that I've brought back from Brazil and all over that I use as well. So I always have these reverse osmosis jugs of water. I have several of them that I fill up. The water here is great, but it's in New Mexico in general, but it has a lot of minerals that can be a little too much for some people and cause kidney stones and whatnot. So I just remineralize some reverse osmosis, and it's the way I've been doing stuff. This has been an essential purchase. Don't cheap out. Go use your 20% coupon at Bed Bath & Beyond and get yourself the really good rechargeable dust buster or whatever, because I live in a tent, but I like to keep it clean. I'm a little bit of a neat freak. And so all in these pockets are all cleaning supplies. These bins have supplements, my olive oils, my MCT oils, various supplements, the all important coffee, which I may be giving up soon, but we'll see. So supplements and things are in here, various natures, and it's quite organized. All my tapes, my duct tapes, some chargers, cords, and then this is miscellaneous medical stuff and my Chinese medicine, Moxa. So Moxa is a treatment. A lot of my treatment has been self-care. So I do a lot of things that I've had to take into my own hands. I've been trained by some doctors that trusted me to do my own care to save money and save time, and not spend so many times going back and forth to the doctor's offices, but also mostly an expense thing. And that's all I've done for the last few years, because I ran out of money and energy to do all the intensive treatments, which I'm looking forward to doing them again. Well, looking forward is probably the wrong word, but I got to. So this little kit is all of my moxibustion kit, which I'll explain in another video. This is all my medical cannabis, which I have integrated again, mostly only CBD products with a tiny fraction of THC, which seems to really be the most effective for me. And yeah, warm clothes. These pockets are all great. So this is the space. Got office supplies, and yeah, I really love spending as much time in here as I can, as opposed to being indoors. And well, I shouldn't say in here, just being outside in general. But it's a real good space. I think I will upgrade in tents if I continue to do this to a little bit larger next time, and a little bit more, well, this one's pretty rugged, but maybe not as, this will be really well ventilated for these warmer months, but it wasn't fun in the winter. And hopefully by next winter I'll have built my own little mini home, kind of mobile home thing, which is the goal. All right, so kept it under 10 minutes, I hope, or it's just going to be about 10 minutes, but that is the tent space. I'll also add some pictures, and if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm This is part of what I want to do, is help people figure out how to do some form of this for themselves and do it as an experiment. Maybe do it for a week, see if you feel better. I don't think it's only for people who are chronically ill. I think anybody who's exposed to more of the outdoors, our bodies were meant to do that, in my opinion. We've been living outside longer than we've been living indoors in hermetically sealed homes, and just having some more airflow and being closer and touching the ground, being barefoot. So that's a whole nother story, but some part of what I want to speak about, the whole rewilding thing. Okay, you've seen into my world a little bit.